Hey guys, how are you? Hope you're well. This is the second video I'm filming today. I just had a go at filming a 1 hour challenge sewing video inspired by Amanda from my Sew A Lot. But that I want to get a video up today, and that's quite a difficult one for me to edit. So I thought I would do a quick pattern stash video, show you what's in my my printed pattern stash. I've got an awful lot of PDF patterns as well. This isn't my whole printed stash. There's another box like this, so I won't show you each one in detail, but I thought I would just let you have a virtual rummage. Okay, so yeah, I've got them in these boxes that came from IKEA. The smaller ones go in nicely like that, but the slightly bigger ones, they're not arranged as nicely. They're going lengthways in that box, so that's why they're divided like that. And then I've got them alphabetically and by number. So at the front we've got some, getting a bit stuffed now, I think I need some more boxes, my by hand London paper patterns. They're still such beautiful packaging, aren't they? It's such a shame that they don't do that anymore, but I can see why it was so expensive, because it's so nice. Though my favourite packaging is Sew Over It packaging, which I'll show you when we get to the S's. Yeah, and then it's my Butterick patterns, of which I only have two, both of which came with magazines. This one I actually intend to sew over it, not really sure about this one. They're probably nicer than I think they are, just put off by the styling, I suppose. And then we've got my McCall's patterns. There's a Kiddie Winkle one. A lot of these came free with magazines. You can see this one was free with Sew Now. This one is actually part of my Make 9 plans. I plan to make the pencil skirt, and I originally bought it for the cardigan, so I suppose I will make that at some point too. I say bought it, I bought the magazine it was in, but I plan to buy it. That's happened to me a couple of times. That happened with this one and with the Gertie Butterick one that I just showed you. And this one actually, yeah, this one I intended to buy too, because the fabric that's used for this sample, I have some similar, so that made me want the pattern. You'll have seen it if you watch my videos. It was the one that I gave some away in a giveaway as well. So I thought, I like that, so I thought that might be something that I wanted to use that fabric for, because I still haven't thought of something I want to use it for. Just, I love it too much. Yeah, so I do plan to make a sort of wearable toile version of this soon. I've got some pretty viscose with blue and white splodges. They're more even than a splodge, but you know what I mean. They're not polka dots. And yeah. Oh, and this one I have made. This probably is the only McCall's one I've actually bought, not in a magazine, and I made the top, but I've made it to wear on a night out, and then I didn't like it with the bottoms I planned to wear, so I've never worn it, and it sort of bit into my armpits a little bit. I think I needed to raise the off the shoulder, so it finished a bit higher, because it didn't sit right for where I wanted to sit. Getting myself in a right pickle with these. Let's pop them down there. And then we have my New Look patterns, which is the most I have, yeah, of any pattern company. So most of these I've bought, but some are free as well. This is a bit awkward, isn't it? Right, okay, so this one I've made a lot. This one I got from the Sewing Weekender pattern swap, and I haven't actually got around to making it. Last year's Sewing Weekender, not this Sewing Weekender. But I do really like that and do plan to make it at some point. This is a recent purchase. I like the sort of drapey off the shoulder one. What is it? B, version B. The famous New Look 6217. How can I forget that number? This is another one that I got at the sewing weekend. This is one that I bought originally to make my mum a dress and never did because I'm a terrible daughter. But maybe I will at some point when I get better at fitting other people. Fitting other people is even harder than fitting yourself, obviously, really. But yeah, stumbled at that hurdle. Another just simple sort of floaty woven top. I like a floaty woven top. This one you've seen recently. And this is another one from the Sewing Weekend of Pattern Swap. Did say I wasn't going to show you all of them, didn't I? Oh. And then we've got my Sewaholic section, which I think I've sorted by colour as opposed to alphabetically, have I? No, they are actually alphabetically, but the colours blend so nicely. Oh, the indie companies do make nice packaging, don't they? Yes, sorry, just fanning them out and proud about. I've got the Belcara, Canby, Davy, Gabriola and Granville. I also want the Hollyburn. And then we are at my Sew Over It patterns, which is definitely my favourite of all the packaging. Look at them, they're so pretty. These illustrations are so stunning. I've got a lot of Sew Over It PDFs as well. Sew Over It is definitely the indie company that I have the most patterns of. So I've got Eve, Doris, Shift Dress and Vintage Shirt Dress. And then we are into Simplicity patterns, which I only have a few. Do a fan for them as well. You see that one, it was another, what's it called, Sewing Weekend Pattern Swap one. This is one that's out of print, but I bought this summer because I intended to make a knit maxi dress from it and then didn't. I've got 3 meters of teal jersey that was earmarked for it, but we just, yeah, haven't had the weather, I haven't had the time, so I might use the jersey for other things and then buy some more next summer. The famous Simplicity 2444. This was the second dress I made. I made the By Hand London Anna first, and yeah, I made it in a blue polka dot poly cotton. Our Simplicity 1418, which is what my hunks dress is made from, and I've got a skirt made from just the skirt part. I really do like this pattern and would recommend it. And this is another newbie, the Simplicity 8222 Mimi G1. It's the jeans I bought it for, not the bomber jacket. And I plan to make these next, or I might make saffron pants next. Not sure, after I finish my ginger jeans that have been in progress for weeks now. And then here, ooh, dropping things, is another magazine freebie, which is Thread Count, and they have numbers on, don't they? 1604, and I quite like the dress, so I do plan to make that at some point. I do find their line drawings a bit deceptive sometimes, because if you look at the neckline on that bit, it looks like it's pleated. It's not, it's gathered, but yeah, deceptive line art. I will sort out this chaos afterwards. This box is even messier. So yeah, this is the big ones that don't fit the other way. Although some of these would, but like Simple Sew, some of their packaging is wider than the others. Like the early stuff, the Lottie, is really wide, and so is the Bardot dress. But then I just wanted to keep the rest of them together. So these are all magazine freebies from Love Sewing. I've made a couple, but not all. I've only got 2 Tilly and the Buttons patterns, Coco and Rosa. I've only made Coco, haven't made Rosa yet. Do plan to. I have all the plans, just not quite managing to follow through on them. And then, yeah, there's a Vogue fitting pattern that I got free with a craftsy course. Oh, and there's another magazine freebie, the Audrey dress. Who's that by? Just Simply Sewing, it's their own. And then we've got my Deer and Doe patterns. So I've got a few with the old style packaging. So I've got the Datura and the Pavo coat and anemone skirt. And then the newer style packaging. Ooh, I have got the Melilo Réglisse Saffron, which is the pattern I said I plan to make at some point soon, and the Chaitanya shorts. Yeah, so that's not really that many really, is it, compared to some people? Look at me trying to justify my pattern stash. And then I've got some pattern books, which I've got here to show you as well. Ooh. I have got the Sewing Bee series 3 or 4 book from Stitch to Style. I'm not sure which series that is, sorry, and that's got loads of patterns in it, like some palazzo pants, bias cut top, the what's it called, Mondrian or something like that dress. Where is it? Oh, just 1960s colour block dress we're calling it, but yes, got that in it, which is lovely. And I've got so many dresses, so little time, which I did start working on the fit of the bodice for that, and then just got really distracted and haven't. So it's a great book. I do intend to make some things from it and then review it, but you're basically given a couple of blocks that you then adapt yourself into lots of different types of dresses, and it shows you how. So I love the concept of that, really do. And then one of the books that started it all is Love at First Stitch by Tilly Wallace. So yes, you all know this probably, but all the patterns in there. I think I've only actually made the Mimi and the Megan from here. The Lilo or Lilo, no, it's not going to be Lilo, is it? The Lilo is a bit too cutaway here for me, so it didn't really grab me, and I like a higher neckline. And what else is there that I should sew? Oh, the flary one. Delphine, I've got it in front of me for goodness sake. Yeah, the Delphine, I quite fancy that. I did have some plans, again with my plans, to make like a button-up version of it. I thought that would look quite nice, but that was last autumn and I just fell off sewing really. Oh, and the Margot pyjamas I do intend to make at some point as well, but I will probably elasticate the waistband instead of putting a drawstring in. Yes, so that's my pattern collection, my printed pattern collection at any rate. I'll have to figure out a way to show you my PDF pattern collection if you're interested, that is. You might have just been bored stiff with this video. Yes, that's it from me. Hope you're having a lovely week and I will see you again next time. Take care, bye bye.